Welcome to RCJetsUSA. Today I'm going to review this beautiful jet called Venom version 2, which is a red color Swiss Air Force jet. You get the same in grey color as well. The jet is from Freewing. It is a 90mm jet with a lot of sound. The most important thing about this jet is the sound. It sounds like a turbine. I love it because of that. It's a very good quality, solidly built jet, very detailed and strong form as well. Let me give you a little bit of information about the inside space. Since it is a small area, let me show you a close-up. You can't use 5000 milliampere hour batteries, so the maximum that I could find is 4500, so it is kind of a bit restricted. This jet comes with 130 amp ESC, and if you are buying this right now, you will get a EDF system with 9-blade fan. When I bought it a few years ago, they were releasing 12 blades fan, and that has more torque and thrust, so I prefer that over 9 blades, and because of that you need to give at least 5000 milliamp hour battery, but you can't find it, so it doesn't fit into this size. I'm going to connect the battery now and show you something very cool. As you could see, I actually put a afterburner for this. It's same as what you have in 90mm Thunderbird jet, so it's the exact fit. So I actually plugged that in, and it went there nicely. And the beautiful thing about this jet, let me show you the flaps. So as you can see, so I have put the flaps on. Now flaps are down, but there's no visibility of any gaps, because it has, as you can see here, flaps have different kind of mechanism. Let's get back to the most important thing, the CG of this jet. I have the manual here. According to manufacturer, it's about 105 to 110 millimeters from this edge. So it's about here. So I actually have it's here. I have Velcros pasted there so that I can identify. Without looking at it, I know where it is. So I have placed my batteries. I have my gyro and everything set up. Now I'm going to see whether I can balance this. Let's try to balance it. So I'm going to leave this form here just to make sure if it goes down that way, I don't drop it. So I'm going to hold it from the edges. You can see it's going kind of tail heavy, but if I give a little bit of lift, it's again going forward like nose heavy. So it's kind of, now it's balanced. See, it goes this way, and if I want to balance it, actually I can balance it like if I hold it with my fingers correctly. So let me give a spin. See, it's balanced now. So it's like almost balanced. Now let me give you the details. So according to the manual, if you balance this, that's alright, but let me show you something very important. Now I have placed this, I'll show you close up, these weights, each about 7 grams, quarter ounce. So you can separate them to one of these pieces. I had to add 14 of them to my cover canopy like this. Can get a zoom. So it's here. So that's how I got the balance, because by design this is tail heavy, so you don't want to fly this tail heavy because it's very difficult to land. You are going to hit the tail, so it's going to break. So make sure if you are buying a brand new one, if you have never flown one of these, do not ever think of flying without adding weights and balance it the way the manufacturer is saying is good. But even if you add a little bit extra, it's okay. Now I have added basically 14.25 ounce. That means it's about 3.5 ounce of weight to the edge of the canopy, because if you add it here, it doesn't have the same effect because it's somewhere in the middle. And because of that, we have to find the edge. This is the best spot. So you can't, if you do it here, it's again, there's no room. This has to go inside this, and there's no room here. So this is the best spot. So this is a bit heavy. So it doesn't go off. The magnet is very, very strong. So it's very difficult to remove. See? It's very strong. And you have to get that weight down. Even if it is a little bit nose heavy, it's good, but do not ever fly this jet tail heavy. Having said those things about the CG, I'm going to show you a very short clip about me taking off and landing, and how soft it is, how quickly you can take off. When I take off, I do not use flaps at all, but still you can see how fast it goes up. And when you're landing, how smoothly you can settle it down without doing anything crazy. Just look at the clip. Now that you have seen the clip, I'm not sure whether you have noticed, when this jet rolls in the runway, it tends to do this, goes like that. And the reason, I believe, the wheels are here. Right? The center of gravity is here, exactly here. Yeah, it's here. So when you think about center of gravity here, wheels kind of are exactly around the same gap. So because of that, it tends to move like that. So when you travel, go on the runway, if you go slow, it tends to do that. So when you speed up, it just goes straight. But be watchful of that. If you are close to a fence or something, it might turn all of a sudden. And also another thing that I noticed, this is very sensitive to crosswind. So before I installed the gyro, I had a lot of issues when I'm taking off. Crosswind take over and this flip. And it's very sensitive to wind because of the wingspan. It's about 5 feet this way, 43 inches that way. So it's very sensitive. But once you take off, it's very nice, and you can do all the stunts. It sounds, like a turbine. And let me show you another clip, and you will see what I'm talking about. It's very nice to fly this jet, and everybody will notice because of the noise, and it's beautiful, and the color scheme also very good, and you see it throughout. Let's watch the video.
Motors armed. Gear down.
Landing.
Landing flaps.
Crashes every day.
I know it doesn't. Hey, you want to try out the RDA? I'm gonna get
Sure, yeah, no good.
yeah.
20 seconds.
It's still hot.
Still hot.
Flaps up.
Very nice. Nice save there. Nice recovery.
Time expired. Throttle cut.
I hope you enjoy the clip. I forgot to mention last time, if you want to buy these pieces, weights, I think I bought it from Amazon, so it's easy to find. I'll give you a close-up so that you know what I'm talking about. And because I could not find any 5000 batteries to fit into this, I just want to give you a spec of the battery that I have. I'm using 4500. This is I bought from Amazon, but I don't know, they are not that good, but the weight is about 1.37 pounds and the size is 5.5 by 1.9 and 1.5 inches. So it's exact fit into my space here. So that is the only one that I can use, and there's another one for 4000, but they are low powered, so obviously, but this will not last because this guy sucked a lot of energy. So the video that you saw earlier, I'm not even doing 100% throttle. After took off, I just drop it to like 50 to 75 kind of thing. But you can see when it goes close to the camera, even it can't even find it. It's so fast, and this is like a bullet, and it's very fast jet, and I can take off and go like a rocket straight up. It's so powerful. So if you are interested in buying one, just go for it, but be careful with the CG that you have to get right. This is going to be very difficult to fly otherwise. It should not be your first jet, by the way, so once you get the hang of it, it's beautiful, and it's very easy to fly and very easy to land as well. And another thing before I forget, do not ever cut the throttle. So this guy does not like to fly without power. So it's going to tilt to a side and stall. So always have little power until you touch the ground. Always have little power, and even if you come nose down, of course you can cut the power. But if you're landing or anything, even the curves, bends, do not even cut the power, because this will tend to go the other way. So yeah, so that's all about this jet. I love it, and I can recommend to anybody somewhere in the intermediate kind of level and up. So if you like my video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I will put more reviews and more clips later on. Thank you.